Right, here I am, Grandpa Fatty and me and Bear, and we're just starting our walk. I haven't actually said where we're going yet. I'll stay very over the rock, by the way. And Grandpa Fatty has found a ladybird. And where did you find it?
On the floor.
Just on the floor?
Just by the car.
What are you going to do, put it on the car?
No,
put it back on the ground?
Back on the ground.
Yeah. First one I've seen in years, to be honest. And see, it's decided, maybe you need to go in the grass.
Before he eats it.
He's not going to do that. There we go. That's it. There we are. Off you go, little ladybug. So yeah, it's a perfect spring day, and Grandpa Fatty and Bear and I have decided to go for a walk from Shiskin Golf and Tennis Club, and we're going to go up this way and up to the top of that hill, roughly speaking, and turn right and go along to King's Caves and then come back, I think, along the shore, however many miles that is. So that's where we've come to. There's all the parking for the tennis club, and there is the parking for just the scruffs like us and some motorhomes. There's a good amount of parking there, and we're right on the beach, which is a cracking beach actually, but the tide's in just now, so you're not going to see that, but that is a golden sandy beach. Just beautiful. Can't go wrong today. Don't need the crampons, if I had any, which I could have done with when we went up the hills about a month ago.
Yeah, they were saying about the amount of water it takes to irrigate a golf course.
Right.
And if they shut the golf course down, all this water, 850,000 tonnes or something, could be made available for other things.
Takes a lot of water.
Shut the golf course.
Well, there's the thing, right? So since we're on a golf course, and I'll just actually zoom around, beautiful golf course, amazing. Must be one of the most beautiful anywhere, right at the sea. I saw on the telly, they were discussing, you don't know this, Grandpa Fatty, whether we should reclaim some of the golf courses because there's not enough space for people to get housed in Britain. And so I'll put this to you, since this is a random question. The point was that 2% of Britain's land is golf courses. Now actually, that's quite substantial, and it's just one sport.
Yeah.
But then golf is very good for you, it's good for people's health, it's a sociable sport, it gets people moving around. Golf courses are pleasant places. We're walking on one just now, so you can get access to at least some of them, even if you're not playing. So, what do you think about 2% of the land being given to golf courses? So you and I don't play golf, so that's...
No, but I have played golf.
You have, yes?
Until about 2 years ago, I've not touched golf club since.
No. We're going this way, I think. Going that way? Yeah, we are. Oh, I fucked up. There we go. We're turning left here because there's a sign here for King's Caves, which is where we're going. Good news for us. We're on the right track. No, that's right way, Bear. That's right way. Yeah. Oh, but here we go. Well, not that I know, but that looks like a mighty fine shot to me. Anyway, the point was, you don't need to decide about that. 2% of the land is golf courses, and that's more than I thought would have been. But I still think it's pretty desperate days when we start to take all the fun out of life just because there's so many people that we can't
House when we can house them because there are places.
We were doing something right before then that we're not doing now, and you know what that is. There just weren't as many people. So we need to have less people so we don't start building our golf courses. It would be a shame, I think, to start losing any recreational land just for...
Well, we did, I mean, it was, I hate to mention the name, but Thatcher started selling off playing fields at school.
Yeah.
Building on playing fields.
Yeah.
The pitch that I used to play football on at my school is now houses.
Well, now, in a way they did that at the high school, didn't they? Because they took some of the playing fields, about half of them, and made them into car parking for staff and parents, mostly for staff and for people dropping off. And they didn't have any of that before, because when the old school was built, people didn't have cars, right? They didn't have them.
When that's my old school down in Doncaster. Yeah, we used to play out on the front, on the concrete, we used to play football and everything like that. That's car parking now.
Car parking, yeah. And luckily there's still a lot of playing fields at Lumlash High School, and plenty probably.
Yeah, and we've got the astroturf as well.
Yeah, they really lost the hall and that area of the hall. That's what happened there, isn't it? That's what they sacrificed in a way. So that's what we lost. And the same with the White House Woods beside that. If that was to get built on, it would be a terrible shame. So yeah, I don't think I'm a fan of golf courses getting built on, even though I don't play golf. I think we need to do something else. Probably have less babies would be the best solution for that one. I'm not sure if everybody's going to do that though. Let's make a decision. Oh, there we go. Right, we're going up there and we're turning right at that sign just there. Better wait, I think someone's playing golf here. So I'll just be silent or quiet for a wee second. But for those who don't know, Grandpa Fatty was just telling me, I didn't know this either, that hole up there is the crow's nest. So that lady there's just waiting to take her turn, and there's a man up there just moving out the way at the crow's nest, and then she's got to play up to that hole. Quite something, isn't it? That's going to be hard, isn't it?
The guy there playing up to it as well.
Oh right, that's going to be a challenge, I think. Right, here we are. We've just come, the path's come from the field we were walking through, and through that gate which opens, and down a very steep bit past Drumatoon Point. And the view is about to open up on the right, I think. There we go. You can see where our path is, that's for sure. A good path. And there's the cliffs there. Beautiful scenery, isn't it? Amazing. I can see other people walking along there. Perfect. Figure out how to work the camera. That's not bad. There we go. Me and Grandpa Fatty walking along. Blackwater Foot behind us. Right, I'm telling a quick story. So we were just walking along here and you saw a sign and it says dogs must be on a lead.
Yep.
But it doesn't say why, does it?
Nope.
And there then lies the problem for me. Because I don't mind doing what a sign tells me as long as there's a reason for it. But my dad used to do that. He said, why am I doing that? You're doing this, son. Why am I doing that? Because I said so. Right? And I couldn't even do that as a kid, right? Because I said so. I know, I don't know if it's me or other people feel the same. I need a reason to do something. You know, why do you drive at 30 miles an hour? So you don't run somebody over. Okay, I'll do that. And I do. So I stick to the speed limit. I drive at 30. That's annoying people because I do stick to 30, right? Because there's a reason for it, right? Your dog's on a lead, but you don't know why, do you?
I don't know, but I would imagine because there's livestock kicking about.
Right, we haven't seen any. So there still could be a genuine reason there, even though we haven't seen any. Or maybe there is at other times. Yeah. Maybe there are some that we've not seen. But we're still guessing the reason, aren't we?
Yeah.
Which brings me to the point. I went to Lochranza Castle a few days ago, about a week ago.
I saw you in the dungeon.
In the dungeon, right? Yes, that's right. It's a good thing it's not got a door. And there are two stairs in the castle. There's one that goes to halfway up, an old stone stair, takes you to one story up, which is fine. There's another one takes you right to the top of the whole building, with a little bar going across it and says no entry. But that's all it says, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't say why. But you know that stair, that's like your haunted stair, whatever it is, that's going to get the view at the top, assuming you survive it or whatever it is, you know.
Yeah.
And when I was brought up in Glasgow in the 60s and 70s, we used to go running down all the old deserted railway tunnels in every dangerous place, you know, just to see what was there, because we weren't allowed, you know.
Yeah.
The fact that you weren't allowed made it more attractive. And in this case, there's a sign there, but with no reason. Machranza Castle Stair, no entry. It doesn't say why, right? And then you weigh up to yourself, is there a risk there? Is there not? Is that what it is? Is it dangerous? Or do they just not want you up there? What is it? You don't know. It's just because I said so, right?
Yeah.
If it said on the sign, dangerous or something like that, right? That would, you know. But it doesn't. There's no reason. It's just because I said so. So, I've still got this boy inside of me that wants to charge straight up the stair.
Did you?
And see why I'm not meant to be going up the stair. Just to see why. No, I didn't, right? But I spoke to an old lady at the ticket desk, and it was like a pensioner. And I say old, I'm getting a bus pass this year. And when are you old? And I asked her. I thought, I'll get someone who's older than myself. She was older than me. What do you think about that? I said, is there, there's a child inside you that wants to charge about and break the rules and things, or are you just quite happy? She says, I feel 100% like you. The day you lose your sense of adventure, you don't want to know what's round the corner anymore. You know, what is beyond. Take a risk, calculated risk, is the day that you're dead inside.
Yeah.
Now that brings it back. See, I know you'd want to go up that stair as well, and I haven't even asked you, but you'd want to go up. I'm not answering the question of whether you would go up. You know.
You want to, because
you do want to.
Why?
It makes it more attractive because it hasn't told you why, and you've just not to go. You're just banned. So you went to Everest Base Camp. This comes back to that, doesn't it? And you and I talk seriously because this guy went up Everest and he became the first one to do it with no support and no oxygen. And just before he got to the top, he came across some other people and they said, you're not going to survive on the way back down. It's going to be dark soon after you hit the top. You're definitely going to be dead if you don't turn around with us. And he didn't turn around. And I saw his film at the top. And he was the happiest man in the world, filming at the top of Everest. Having made it, showing it with this video, got a little camera out, showing you all the peaks around it. The highest man on the whole planet. A wife and two kids who were 1 hour later going to be, she's a widow, yeah. They're fatherless. And that's exactly what happened. They found his camera, they found the film, I watched the footage. Happiest guy, not a care in the world, standing at the top of Everest, right? And so I asked you, we have had this conversation, yeah. And myself, honestly, what would we do in the shoes of that man who could turn round and survive, or can see the peak in front of him a few hundred meters up, a few hundred feet, wasn't far, but he's almost certainly not going to survive it. But he's the first man ever to do it. He's made history, no one can take it away. And what would we do?
Do it.
And you and I talked about it seriously, didn't we?
Yeah.
And that was the answer we came up with. You and I would both do it. We would end up at the top of Everest just like him with our camera, making history, and let fate take care of itself, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
And just hope we were wrong.
Yeah, you always think you're going to make it back down.
You just hope that.
That's what happened in '96 when there was a big disaster. Rob Hall.
Yeah.
One of his clients who'd been there, I can't remember the guy's name. Was it Doug somebody? He'd been to Everest a couple of times and failed to get there. So close to the top, but it was too late in the day, and Rob Hall normally would have made him turn round.
Right.
But he went back with it.
All right.
Got to the top, came back down, and ended up getting caught in the storm.
All right.
And both perished.
Both perished.
Yeah.
Well, and that's a selfless act, isn't it?
Yeah. Rob was the mountain guide leader. He was the leader of the straight, and he knew he shouldn't have gone on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he said he would.
So.
Spoke to his wife on the phone.
It's that sense of adventure. You can't help it, can you? You know, you're only alive for a short time, and you've got to take some calculated risks at least if you're going to be achieving things.
Yeah.
And nothing that's worth doing is easy. I remember that expression, I believe it. It's got to be hard to be memorable. You know, your achievement, if it's easily won, it's not that memorable. You know, it's the race where you had to push yourself to new limits and, you know, places you'd never been before to win it.
Exactly.
You know, the effort. Today, when I was coming here, we went past the rat race runners. They're running from, it's a 2-day event this weekend, running over the hills, 60 miles over the hills.
Yeah.
And they're doing 30 miles roughly each day. And today it's the south end, so they're running from Brodick over all the forestry and hills down to Lag, and then back on a circular route back to Brodick again. And then tomorrow it's the north end over the mountains. And I'm enormously fit. I saw them, I was passing them in my car, you know, feeling quite rubbish. And they're like leaping along, having already done, you know, a couple of hours of running. And that sense of adventure, you know, the achievement that they'll get from that,
Yeah.
just amazing. I mean,
It amazes me how much they pay for it.
yeah, it's very expensive.
Yeah, privilege of doing it.
Well, it is for profit. You know, I think it was almost £300 for a ticket for that.
Yeah.
And of course, living on Arran, assuming we had the fitness, we could do these things whenever we want.
Yeah.
But again, for somebody who maybe makes £200 an hour or something like that, you know, maybe that's not a big deal if you've got, you know, if you've got the money, spend it on your passion. Yeah. I'm a big believer in that.
Absolutely.
You know, you and I would spend money that wouldn't make any sense to anybody else on our passion, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
On a good camera or something like that, you know.
In the Himalayas or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Just getting to Everest Base Camp, which you did.
Yeah.
And it costs a lot of money, a lot, for somebody like you or me, who don't get paid a fortune. Oh, here we are at a junction here. Let's have a look. Oh, this was the dinosaur fossil footprints. That's what it is. Here, I'll just focus this camera. There, that's what we've got to. Fossil footprints on the vertical rock surface ahead. I've actually seen them before. It's just up that little path there where those people are. But we're not going to go, we're going to charge on. There you go, that's the dinosaur they reckon the footprints belong to. Anyway, off we go. Tally ho. There we are, we're at the sign, Blackwaterfoot that way, which we come from, King's Cave this way, which is where we're going now. And we're going to go around the full loop and then come back again. And we've got a helicopter above our heads. And that's the view. Well, just flying over to the mainland. Right, bear. There we go. Okay, so we're going towards King's Caves now, aren't we? Or King's Cave. Okay. Here we are at the caves. One there. Big one there with a path going through. And you can go through it and come out the other side. We'll go around it this way, I think. Follow the bear. Yeah, there it is. Okay. And we're coming towards the biggest one here, which you go through this tunnel to get to. And this is quite something in itself. Me bear did stay on the lead the whole time in the end. King's Cave. I'll just put the camera in round the corner where Robert the Bruce saw the spider apparently. Or not. There's a lot of places you saw the spider. But this is one of them. People at the back there. It kind of goes up at the back, and you can see it getting smaller and smaller, but going off. I know that's tempting as well, isn't it?
It is, but not for me.
No.
That's one thing I can't.
No.
Go up and go on dangerous ridges, but
No.
under.
Tunnels, small spaces.
Not for me.
And the other thing is, there's the spider there. It's kind of getting a bit older now, the spider. But there's one there. That's the legless. There we go. Spider did make it back up. That's the proof. If you need it. Right, on we go. Stop it. Okay, here we are, Grandpa Fatty and I, at the faraway King's Cave, we're going to call it, and Bear. Unique, apart from the fact that it's a cracking cave that goes very deep, for what you can see is in the cave. Do you know what these are called, Ian? I don't know what they're called either. But this entire cave is full of them. The entire cave, all of it, undisturbed. And every person that's come here has respected these, so to be fair, regardless of what you or I think about them, and we haven't asked that question yet, they are both unique and being respected, aren't they? Yeah. And there's a path that goes through so that anybody can go right through into them as well. Yeah. A little sneaky path, and it goes all the way back to the back of that cave there. Amazing. Okay, so it is a unique place, no question about that, because of these. And that begs the question, Grandpa Fatty, do you approve of these?
Yes. They're not doing any harm to anybody.
They're not doing any harm, are they?
No, unless they're destroying the ecosystem of the beach, which I don't think they can do, because there's plenty of stones out there.
I'll put the other side to you. So is this, someone might say modern graffiti? Or, you know, what do you call it, like almost pollution, or just things that shouldn't be there, us interfering and messing something up, or making a place interesting.
It's making it interesting. It's not messing it up. I don't believe anyway. I like them. I think quite the thing.
Okay, I'm going with you, because it's actually the fact that everyone's respected them that's done it for me. Yeah. And they're not doing any damage. They're just sitting there. They could easily be undone. Yeah. I'm assuming these stones are probably here in the first place, but I don't know. Have they carried them all up from the beach?
They come from the beach and they're washed up.
Yeah. But they're not doing any harm, are they?
No.
And I like the fact they're balancing so beautifully. Some of them are extremely tall. And how they're standing, I don't know. Round stones. They're little works of art, really, aren't they?
Yeah, the little wedges in some of them.
Yeah. Yep, there we go. Okay, that was worth stopping at that. We're listening to birds in the sky.
That's not a golden plover.
And we're talking away, and then you said you've been watching a golden plover.
This morning on the beach.
And I thought you were talking about a programme on the telly. Yeah. But it turns out it's a bird.
Indeed it is.
A golden plover. So there we go, I'm learning something today, because I've not heard of a golden plover before. I wonder if anybody else has heard of a golden plover. And you saw one at your house?
On the beach.
On the beach. A golden plover. I don't even know how you'd spell that. P-L-U-V-V-E-R. Golden plover. Wow. Oh, I don't know if that's working. No, I know I can see the picture. Just my focus was going out. That's okay. Golden plover. I'm going to look out for them. Golden plover. So plover. P-L-O-V-E-R. Right.
Yeah, usually they're not here till it's just where we are. It's
not normally here,
yeah,
on the map.
They're here, but it's a summer bird.
Summer bird. But you saw one today.
Yeah.
Impressive. I'll keep my eye out for, now that I know that there is such a thing, I can put the remote control away. We're coming up to the view. I think we're going to have a wee seat at the top here and take in the view. I'm hoping there's a bench up here. There was a bench behind us, but there's people on it.
Yeah,
pesky. Very pesky.
Sit on the knees, David.
Yeah. A stunning view is coming up. Oh yeah, so we said this. So Ian, you have not been here for how many years?
35 years.
35.
I think.
And that...
That was before we moved here. I went to King's Cave.
How many years was it since you moved here again?
33.
So 2 years before you moved here, you came here.
Yeah.
And then ever since then you've just worked.
Yeah.
And we established that, didn't we? Yeah. That's what I've done as well. I've just worked. We've worked and worked. And now we're at this kind of bit where we're not out to pasture, but we're finding a bit we can see where the pasture is.
Yes.
We just can't jump over the fence.
Tempting.
We will get to the pasture one time. But in the meantime, we've just got to get up this hill and then we're going to get the tea out.
Yes.
I probably would have said something similar. I hadn't been up for years and years, except for lately I've been making time for, especially since I've not had dogs, you know, I can run about further and things, so I've been running in places like this. So I've been here a number of times, but prior to that, I was the exact same as you. I've just worked and hardly even seen the island that I'm on.
I know, I've been different places, but I've not explored Arran for long enough.
No. Well, we're doing it now, and you're here. First time in 35 years. So Grandpa Fatty does not know what is beyond this little, what's up the top of this. And I can say, especially a day like today, it's a glorious view.
Yeah.
And it's only less than a mile from the car park, which you park at for this walk, on the main road.
Yep.
And you get up to the top of this and you get the view, so look forward to the tea. Okay, we're at our bench. Bear's hungry, always, but he does some mileage. It's Bear! And this is the view that the bench is taken into. We can take in from the bench. It's just stunning. We got a plane this time. A little microlight, yeah. And last time it was a helicopter. Gosh. Anyway. A stunning view. Absolutely beautiful. And Grandpa Fatty made the point there actually, if I step back a bit. There are 5 pods, I think you call them, little houses with round roofs on them, and they're actually for sale. Oh, not there. There. 5 pods, 450,000. And you'd think that's a lot, which it is. Of course, it's going to be based on turnover, and the rentals in Arran, I mean, you're 1,500 for a pod in the week anyway, no matter where they are. I've seen several different places they've got them and they're 1,500 a week, so you're getting good money from them. But that's the ones that are for sale, I believe. Those 5 pods there. Nice place to have them. This view, maybe half a mile from where you park the car. It's hard to beat, isn't it? You've even got the mountains up there as well. It's almost perfect, and the sea. And it does go right round past that tree. I haven't really done that yet. It just carries on. Looks like the shabby bit of the view, you know. Amazing. Alright, how you doing?
Fancy meeting you.
Oh, well, we've got the right day for it, for sure.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Gosh, this is, look at this. There's Grandpa Fatty taking his photos. Bear's getting the legs walked off him. He already had a walk this morning. It's his second one. He's happy. It's got to be good for you taking a walk in a walk into this kind of area, isn't it? On a day like today. Blue sky. Just gorgeous. Anyway, as I say, the tea won't drink itself. Better get it. And sadly, I don't have the same cup as Grandpa Fatty today. We normally have matching cups. This has got a natty wee label on it, which I'm going to rip off one time.
Leave that label alone.
Natty little label on there. Oh, a bear! Oh, bear. Bear, you're such a good dog, you were. What a good doggy. He's a bear. He's a bear. He's a loving dog. There's my rubbish cup. Because I broke the lid on my good one. It didn't even have a paper label because I took that off, and now it doesn't even have a lid.
Don't use a straw either.
And oh, I've lost the straw. Because I thought about that. I broke the bit, but that wasn't the straw bit, and I can't find the straw. So, yes, I've duffed it badly. Are you going to buy the pods? Fancy buying the pods?
No. I would if I'd got.
Yeah, that's right. That's a beautiful, beautiful area. There's no question about it. But it's money that we can only dream of. A little log cabin. I think that'd be good. That'd be good, wouldn't it? That is a wonderful view. I mean, this is the path that we're walking on. We've got that view in front of us, all the way round, and we can see right up to Drumadoon Cliffs up there. Can you see them over there? Stunning. I can hear music. Is it on that boat? Is that a boat out there? I think the music's closer than that, isn't it? Oh, we're coming back down to the caves again, aren't we? We're nearly there. Yeah, so somebody's at the caves, aren't they? There'll be quite a few people. We did pass a lot of people on the way around the first path, didn't we? But this path, we've only passed one group of people.
Which is the same one as the ones who are coming that way.
Yeah. So this is the quiet path of the two. Most people are just going out and back on the same path. They don't know it's a circle. This is like the secret path. That's amazing.
Yeah. When I said up there, by the way, I meant down here.
That's where the cabin's going to be, where those trees are there.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you've got that cabin there, would Fran's Kitchen be making a move as well? Or?
If I could afford a cabin here like that, yeah, Fran's Kitchen would know. Apart from in our house. Or in our cabin.
Yeah, that'd be great. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I bet someone's had a house there at some point, or a cabin or something. Somebody's lived there. Because this is a good bit of land here, isn't it? I don't know who owns it. It's a great path. We've had a wonderful path all the way around here. It's been dry underfoot, it's been well made. It's been a real pleasure, hasn't it? And that's all the way from Black Waterfoot actually. Because even the boggy bits, there were a couple of boggy bits just at the beginning, they weren't bad. Just a couple of muddy bits for a few feet really. And that was it. Been very lucky. Yeah, turn this. Eh? Going to sleep, yeah. Well, Wee Bear's still got good energy there. Oh. The camera's on this time. Right, so, funny story. Yesterday at work, I was at the desk, and a woman came up to the desk and she says, I don't know, she was a lot younger than me, 20 years younger than me, and well dressed, completely compos mentis. And she says, how'd you get out this building at the ticket desk at Brodick? I just go out the door. She says, it's not working. And then I thought, what door is it? It's a door's broken. And it was a revolving door. And then she thought it was electric. And she's been standing waiting for it to open. And I was to tell her, no, I need to push. Just push. And I've had that a few times, but yesterday was another time. And she actually came to the desk and she's like completely intelligent person, you know. It's not electric. Oh, you just push, okay. And then she went round and she got, at least I didn't have to rescue her. There's 2 sets of people I've had to rescue from that revolving door. So she didn't need rescue, she just needed instructions.
Because it just didn't work automatically.
Well, it's been, you know, it was assumed to be electric, and it makes me wonder, is that what happens in the rest of the world? Is that what it is? Do people have electric We've only got one revolving door, as far as I know, in the whole island, is that right? The only one I've come across. I don't remember any others.
No.
So, maybe you go to hotels and stuff on the mainland, which I don't do, and they're electric? Is that... You don't know either, do you?
No.
So we're like island bound.
Yeah.
We're actually the stupid ones because we don't know what else there is in other places. Whereas this person obviously does. We only know manual labour. But that's my first funny story. My other funny story, it doesn't matter who this is, I'm not going to embarrass them. There was somebody sent to get a takeaway, a chippy, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday. And came back home and had the chippy but didn't have the deep fried Mars bar. Just had the chippy, right?
Yeah.
And that was sufficient for the person who was the receiver of the chippy to order and get a special delivery of said deep fried Mars bar to the door. Have you ever had a deep fried Mars bar on its own, just a deep fried Mars bar delivered to your door?
Deep fried Mars bar once. Somebody who bought, a friend of mine worked in the chippy in Brodie. Remember the chippy in Brodie? The white building opposite. Oh, by the
Yes, I do, and it was I liked that chippy. Yeah, we used to. I remember we worked. Well, I don't know, you worked at the old co-op. I used to work at the old co-op and go in there and get my dinner. In that chippy, beside. Was it Inspirations of Aaron? Yeah, that's it. Near Woolies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good chippy that.
Somebody chopped off the end of their deep fried Mars bar to give me.
Alright, okay. So you had a bit of a deep fried Mars bar.
A bit of a deep fried Mars bar.
Now the thing is that you're going back a long time for a bit of a deep fried Mars bar, and I'm not seeing any stories so far since of deep fried Mars bars. So I'm going to preempt the result of this, and I'm going to say it wasn't your favourite thing of the world.
It wasn't the favourite food that I've ever eaten in my life.
No, because you would have had a lot more
I
since.
would have had more deep fried Mars bars.
It would have been a discovery
Yeah.
of the century, but it wasn't.
It wasn't, no.
There you go. You definitely wouldn't have sent away for a delivery
No.
of one deep fried Mars bar then. Oh, here a better. I'm just going to show where we are. That's where we are. Isn't that cracking?
Yeah. It's not bad.
Okay, here we are on the long drag back along past the golf course, and we're just about back. The car is just up there. We've done the walk, but 10k or something was it, Grandpa Fatty?
10.46 kilometres.
Okay, so it'll be about 11 once we get there. And you did 7 this morning with the dog, so that dog's done nearly 19 kilometres. Still running, no problem. Another thing I would say, when we came along here this morning, 2 golf balls landed right beside us. We didn't think anything of it, because of course they didn't land on us, but one of them was only a couple of feet from you, wasn't it? So it could have. You gotta watch out for that. And you've been hit by a golf ball before, haven't you?
Golf ball, yeah, right
What?
on top of my bonds.
On your bonds? How did you feel at the end of that?
Doggy. A bit under par.
Were you standing up still?
Not. When it hit me on the head, I went down onto my knees, and as my knees hit the ground, I heard somebody shout 4. It's a warning sign.
That's right.
The golf ball's on its way to hit you.
That's right.
You normally get it before
4.
it actually hits you.
It'd be a 4-second warning. But you didn't get that.
No.
So you went on your knees because the golf ball hit your,
Yeah.
your bonds. Right, okay, that wasn't because you were doing something else.
No, but I did get up and finish the round, and I did have a big lump on top of my head.
Oh, little bear's getting a drink. There we go. God, look at that beach. Paradise. Look at those doggies running about. The tide's gone, well, it's not all the way out, but it's going out. You can see that sand that wasn't there this morning. That's a cracking beach. And you've got a beach that stretches all the way out like that at Komori, haven't you?
Fantastic beach, but nobody knows about it.
Nobody knows about it, so we're not going to mention it today.
Come down to the beach when the tide's in, it's great.
Yeah, it's a cracking beach at Komori. And I've only been a couple of times myself, because you've got to know it's there.
You can go down to that beach 10 times, but if the tide's in, you'll never know there's a beach there.
Yeah, no, that's right, you wouldn't know. Cracking. Okay, so that's the walk done for today. We've enjoyed ourselves, haven't we?
Absolutely.
And we're managing no problem, that's the main thing. Me with my Duffy knee, and you with your long COVID. 10.62. That'll do. Dave Rave and Grandpa Fatty, roving, raving and rocking.